Minimalism is all about owning nothing. Wearing the same outfit every day, no decorations, no hobbies, maximum of 33 pieces of clothes, being able to fit all your belongings in a backpack, getting rid of your bed, and since you're at it, all your pets because that's not really essential. Right? Well, unless you are into extreme minimalism, that's really not how it works. I'm noticing a lot of misconceptions about minimalism online. Sometimes in the comment section, sometimes in other videos or posts, sometimes in the so-called Minimalist Rules. And as a minimalist for over 7 years, I strongly disagree with a lot of them. So if you're tired of the guilt and the so-called minimalist police, stick around until the end because I'm about to expose at least 10 minimalist rules you absolutely do not need to follow to call yourself a minimalist, nor to follow a minimalist lifestyle. And I hope you're ready for number 9. Let's jump right in. The first category is going to be about numbers because I feel this is the first thought when it comes to minimalism. Number 1, own only 100 items. Somewhere along the way, minimalism turned into a competition of who owns less stuff. And that is missing the point. If counting your stuff makes you happy, I mean, sure, go for it. But an arbitrary number will not define if you're being meaningful or living simply. This number only serves to compare ourselves to others and why we want to do this in the first place. Our lives and needs are different, so it's normal that the number of our possessions is also different. Let's say I own only 100 items, but those items are only causing me stress, they are hard to maintain, they are weighing me down, and they don't spark joy. Now let's imagine you have 1,000 items. All of them serve a purpose, you use them all, and they bring joy and meaning to your life. Who do you think has it easier? At the end of the day, it's not about less, it's about enough. There are for sure iconic minimalists that can fit everything in one backpack, but that doesn't mean we need to own as little items as Colin Wright to be a minimalist. Number 2, never have backups. This one might be a consequence of the previous point, but people seem to agree that minimalists don't have backups. If I'm about to go to bed and I'm brushing my teeth and my toothpaste ends, I'm happy that I have a backup, because it is a consumable and I need to brush my teeth before going to bed. But if I have 1,000 toothpaste as a backup, then that will start to get in the way and become clutter. Another example, I don't have 20 different shoes because I don't need 20 different shoes. I might want 20 different shoes, but I definitely do not need because I only have one pair of feet. Maybe I need one for summer, another one for winter because the weather here is quite different, and maybe I need one for sports, but that's it. So it is important to be able to distinguish a want from a need, especially when considering backups. And there is also a big difference between a material possession and a consumable. Minimalism isn't about making life harder. If having an extra charger, a pair of scissors, a set of sheets makes your life easier, keep them. 3. Own one place setting per person. Lately, I've been asked how do I do when I have friends over? Do I have enough plates for everyone? Do I ask people to bring stuff? Or have I just decluttered all my friends as well? First of all, I don't have just one setting per person. Shocking, I know. Does it make me a bad minimalist? Also no, because this decision makes sense for my current lifestyle. I have reduced the number of plates I own by maybe half because I was not using all of them, but because I have a dishwasher which makes cleaning more practical, less tiring, and helps me to save money at the end of the month on water and energy, it makes sense that it doesn't have just 1 or 2 settings on each wash. And we actually do host occasional game nights here with friends, but just like every home, there is a limit of space and people I can invite. We usually have 4 seats at a table, but on game night, we use 2 chairs I have on my balcony and a large bench I also have on the entryway, so this way we can fit around 8 people, no problem. We even hosted a game night with I think 10 people, but that was already pushing it a bit with the extra small benches. But even on that night, it was fine because we have 10 plates. So even at our maximum capability, we still can cover everyone. But honestly, I don't really see a problem in asking people to bring stuff over for an occasional dinner with friends. If it was with me, I wouldn't mind bringing an extra set of napkins, a plate, or a cup. The same way I usually bring wine as a thank you for the invitation, I definitely don't mind bringing in extras to help the host. But hey, maybe that's just me. But I'm curious to hear your opinion. Do you think it is okay to ask guests, especially friends, to bring extra things for an occasional meetup? Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear your opinion. 4. You must have a capsule wardrobe. Capsule wardrobes are great, but you don't have to limit yourself to 33 neutral pieces. If a hot pink sweater or a sequin vintage jacket sparks joy and you actually use it, why shouldn't that be minimal? Instead of numbers, while curating our wardrobe, we need to focus on questions like, do I have another item that serves the same purpose? How many outfit combinations can I make with this piece? Does it make me feel confident or uncomfortable? Do I actually wear it, or am I only keeping it for a sentimental reason or because of the price I pay for it? Okay, next category is related to aesthetics. 5. No decor allowed. Some people think minimalism is the same as white walls and zero personality, but your space should feel like you. If a plant, art, colorful walls, or a cozy lamp makes you happy, keep them. Minimalism isn't about having nothing, it's about having what makes you happy. 6. You can only wear black and white. I have to confess, 7 years ago, minimalism caught my attention because of its aesthetics. I like it because it was different. I like the simplicity, how it made me calmer, and that simplicity is usually translated into black, white, and neutral colors, which is something that I personally like. But that is purely an aesthetic decision. It doesn't have to be like that for everyone. I see people that call themselves minimalists because they have beautiful pieces of clothes that capture that minimalist aesthetics. But they also have hundreds, maybe thousands of clothes in their closet, and they keep buying more, which is definitely not minimalist. And this is me not trashing on them. I think everyone should do whatever they feel like it. But I think this is also one of the reasons why there is so many discussion about what is minimalism. At the same time, I also see people who wear color and patterns but have a curated closet and only own what they actually wear and sparks joy for them, which is the essence of minimalism. But is aesthetics important? Definitely. I wear mainly black and a bit of white, but I also like to wear some color. My wardrobe is curated to the point I can choose my clothes in the dark under 5 seconds, and I know it will match all the time. So that's definitely a plus for me. But you definitely don't need to follow this recipe. Do what makes sense for you and brings you comfort, as long as it doesn't get in your way. If you're curious about it, I also have a video talking about all the clothes I own as a minimalist. Lifestyle. 7. Minimalists always buy the most expensive items. The idea that minimalists always buy the most expensive items is a misconception. Our focus is on value, not price. As responsible buyers, we do our research before purchasing, prioritize durability, functionality, and ethical production. Shopping responsibly means considering how and where an item is made, but that doesn't always mean spending more. Second-hand or budget-friendly options can be just as good or even a better option. In the end, minimalism isn't about buying expensive things, it's about making thoughtful choices that ensure longevity. 8. You must live in a tiny house. Minimalism isn't about the size of your home, it's about how you use your space. While some minimalists love a tiny house, others prefer large homes that suit their lifestyle. The key is to fill your space with purpose, not clutter. Whether you live in a small apartment or a spacious house, focus on creating a home that serves you, not the other way around. 9. Never buy anything new. Many people associate minimalism with extreme frugality, but minimalism isn't about never buying anything. It's about being intentional with our purchases. We still need to buy food, water, shelter, hygiene products, and clothes just like everyone else. So if you need a new laptop, better shoes, new clothes, or even just a little treat sometimes, that's totally fine, as long as you're not doing it impulsively, nor to show off, nor to keep up with the Kardashians. Next, the most talked about topic in the minimalist community, declutter. 10. Let go of all your sentimental items. Minimalism doesn't mean being a robot. If something holds deep meaning, like letters from a loved one or your grandmother's old teacup, you don't have to toss it. Keep what's truly meaningful to you. But as a disclaimer, I think it's also important to pay attention to not say that everything is meaningful. If you keep too many sentimental items, you're gonna forget you even have them and they will get in your way. I have a little shoebox of sentimental items that I keep, but that is my personal limit. Once a year or so, I go through them, and if they are still meaningful to me, I keep them. Otherwise, I take a picture and say goodbye. I also don't mean that your sentimental items need to fit a shoebox like me, but it is important to set a limit of how much you want to keep in your life to not live in the past. You know what? I'm giving you 2 more rules I disagree with. 11. Get rid of all your collections. Like books, CDs, vinyls, stamps, you name it. If the smell of a new or old book excites you, if they bring you value, if you enjoy the feeling of turning the pages, if you like lending them to a friend and then talk about it afterwards, by all sakes, keep them. I would just advise you to pay attention to certain scenarios. First, do not buy books you fantasize about reading but never do. Second, if you buy more books that you can actually read. And third, if you fall into the trap of having your books on display so just people think that you are a certain way. Otherwise, if your books or other collections bring you joy, they belong in your life. 12. Get rid of clutter as fast as possible. Some people love a massive declutter session, but if that feels overwhelming, go slow. Focus on one drawer at a time, one category at a time, or one room at a time. Minimalism is a journey, not a race. Let's take the iconic duo from The Minimalists, Joshua Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. Josh took a long period of time and started decluttering slowly, one area at a time, while Ryan did what they call a packing party. He packed every single item he owned and let everything out of sight and only brought back what he actually needed. He went from a full house to literally nothing in one day. So the simplification process was much faster with Ryan than with Josh. And guess what? They're both minimalists. Does that mean that one is better than the other? Hell no. They just had different methods of achieving the same result because they are different people and they have different necessities and personalities. So focus on your journey. But if you want a declutter challenge, you can play the 30-day minimalism game. And I have created a template that will interest you. The rules of the game are simple. On day 1 of the month, you declutter 1 item. On day 2, 2 items, and so on. Until on day 30, you have to let go of 30 items that day. And by the end of the month, you have decluttered a total of 465 items. To make it more fun, you can partner with a friend and bet a dinner together if someone fails to complete the challenge. If you both complete it, you are both winners because you both have simplified your lives. Each day that you declutter, you can paint or check the item square to keep the motivation going. It has only a symbolic price and it's a way to support my work and to keep this YouTube channel alive and growing. If you can't or you just don't want to spend money with it, don't worry, I totally get it. If you still want to support me, you can always subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up, which is a huge help. The only wrong way to do minimalism is to do it without intention. The rules are only guidelines here and you should always do what's best for you. Now, speaking of rules, I've also made a video talking about the 25 minimalist rules that actually worked for me and helped me to simplify my life the most. So if that interests you, make sure to watch this video out next. As always, thank you for being here. Remember to stay kind to yourself and to others. And I hope I get to see you on this video right here. Bye everyone.